How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully, you guys have been having a great day. Today's subject matter, I will be talking about, certain different markets and whatnot located within the United States of America, different real estate markets that are in quote unquote in decline. Some areas more in decline than others, but hey, we know that there's a small decline now, and there possibly could be a bigger one next year. A lot of the economists and experts have made their predictions, and hey, you just going to have to at the end of the day see where the chips fall. In today's 2020 pandemic world, the housing market has become a seller's market throughout the United States of America. However, there are parts of the country where home sales are on decline as the year of 2020 comes to an end slash close. We will start off with good old Peoria, Illinois, good old Midwest. Has seen price drops, and 21% of homeowners, uh, unfortunately, they are underwater or at this time upside down on their mortgages, which actually means that they owe more on their mortgage than the home is actually worth. And I remember, I'm sure we all remember, seeing that was one of the biggest issues back during the 2000/2008 housing market shift meltdown. We all remember those days. Next market is located actually in Lakewood, New Jersey, as we go back to the East Coast, where the median home price has dropped by 12.3%. Now, and at the end of the day, it's you have 9.4% of homeowners are upside down in their mortgages. When one even looks at the entire northeastern part of the United States of America, like states like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey areas, there is a massive, massive shift in population, meaning people are leaving the Northeast and they are moving south, or some instances they're moving to the Midwest or they're moving out to the West Coast. But mostly people are moving south. And next on the list is, speaking of South Columbus, Georgia, as we talk about the South, because obviously the South is much more cheaper to live in than most parts of the United States. The South and the Midwest are the cheapest parts of the country to live in compared to the East Coast and the West Coast. Most expensive parts, hands down, it is what it is. But heading to good old Columbus, Georgia, home prices have actually gone down to 10.2% in the last couple of years. The median price for a home in Columbus, Georgia is actually $115,000. And to me, that's a good price because I'm from the DMV area where, your average median price for a house, if it's under 250,000, most likely it's not going to be in the best of neighborhoods or whatnot. This puts 22.2% of homeowners' mortgages underwater, unfortunately. Foreclosure rates are at about 1,172 right now. Now, this was actually a very, very big surprise to hear about. And when I say a big surprise, I mean very surprised. Miami Beach, Florida. The average home price in Miami Beach, Florida, because I'm not a Florida guy, is actually at almost $500,000, $499,000. However, this is what the big surprise was. Not even just what the prices was a surprise. A lot of people tell me that there's a lot of parts of Florida, especially the Miami-Dade area, where it's just as expensive to live in as it would be to live in the DMV area or in certain parts of California, or certain parts of New York and whatnot, because they're just people being outpriced. Um, but anyways, back to the story at hand. According to the article that I was actually reading, when it comes to all this information, 14.5% of Miami, Florida's homeowners are underwater. And the crazy part is that 2,374 homes actually end up in foreclosure category, unfortunately. Now let's go to my backyard of the DMV area, Laurel, Maryland. Now, given the fact that I've been there twice. It's actually a nice area. Laurel, Maryland, like Miami, is positioned in a great area with great job market. Probably a better job market compared to Miami because they don't depend on tourism. But this area has seen only a 2.8% drop over the last few years. However, 12.6% of homeowners are upside down in their mortgages. Places like Miami and Laurel prove that even with a good location and job market, you can still have lower home prices. One out of every, or you could have a decline in people buying homes, but one out of every 1,457 home mortgages in the area actually ends up in foreclosure in the Lower Maryland area. We're heading back down south to McKinley, Texas. I just got back from Texas, which is about 30 minutes north of Dallas, Texas, and I got family in Dallas as well. McKinney, Texas has only had about, and this is like one of the lowest, 1.3% in home prices drops. In my personal opinion, that's not a, compared to the other markets we just discussed, that's not that bad in my personal opinion, but you make your own conclusions, obviously. But I thought that was very interesting because, and it's not even that it's interesting, but it doesn't surprise me because, Dallas, Texas is one of the hottest, fastest growing markets out here in the United States of America. I think, matter of fact, Dallas and Austin, Texas are like the biggest growing. The state of Texas in itself is becoming like the #1 state that people are moving to, but they're like the biggest markets. They have been for like the last 2 years. Even big major celebrities and other rich people are moving to Texas. Not even just regular working people or people that are considered lower class and poor and whatnot. And as far as the financial aspects of it, but even have more rich people moving to Texas and Nevada, Florida and whatnot, because they want to, go with the best bang for the buck. I always say, when you see that trend happening, I got to say to other states that are losing people, when a state loses people, they're losing revenue. So you might want to change your ways on how you operate your state. Just a personal opinion on that one. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, the article stated that that one in every 2,540 homeowners, 46 homeowners actually ends up in foreclosure. Which was actually a surprise, but it's still, like places like Dallas and Austin are becoming like the new Silicon Valley and whatnot, just without the crazy taxes that California has. So that's what's happening in those areas. So especially if you're in the tech field, engineering field, those might be a great place that you want to live at, especially if you want your cost of living and taxes to go down. So, hey, something to look at, family. But anyways, let's head over to good old Naples, Florida. Has about an 8.8 decline in prices within the past 2 years. The article stated that the average home in Naples, Florida, remains on the market for about 140 days. I'm like, wow. Like in the DMV area, which is the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area, home stay on the market for about 5 days. I mean, yeah, even in places that I invest in, like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, homes are going like that in a couple of days or sometimes within hours. So for a area in Florida for a home to stay on the market that long, that's just kind of crazy in my personal opinion. But it's because it's actually twice the national average, for it to stay on that long. But it's interesting. 6% of homeowners are actually upside down in their mortgages. Also, 1 out of every 2,515 homes ends up in foreclosure, unfortunately. Heading back to the great state of Illinois, Naperville, Illinois is actually one of the wealthier communities in the United States of America. Did not know that. And it actually saw a 2.2% decline in home prices. Even though the average home price is about $439,990,000. However, 6.5% of the homeowners are underwater, and 1 out of every 3,897 home sales ends in foreclosure. So, that's the times I believe that we're living in. It's interesting. Will it grow? Who knows? 2021 is going to be a very interesting year, and I can just leave it at that. And I think that the winners are not only going to just be the people who in the real estate, people that have the access to capital and whatnot, and ready to go forward and whatnot. But I believe the winners are going to be the ones that are going to be as strategic as possible and as slow as possible, because just jumping on something because it looks good, it's not going to be in your best interest. You know what I mean? So on that note, do great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. If you're needing wholesale services within the DMV area, we'll be expanding our Patterson properties. We'll be expanding our reach even more so as we grow our more relationships and whatnot. But if you're an investor, kindly contact us. Well, if you don't have properties in your area that you're interested in, we can definitely contact one of our other wholesalers and whatnot, or potential sellers and whatnot that might have a friend of a friend of a friend. So anyways, on that note, if you have any questions, don't forget to inbox me, leave a comment or whatnot. Information's on the screen. But Patterson Properties is all about wholesaling properties within the DMV area and possibly abroad the DMV area, and purchasing the delinquent tax liens from various districts and whatnot, selling them as is or whatnot. Okay. So have a great day, family. As always, make money move.